A political firestorm is erupting over a US military strike linked to Defence Secretary Pete Hegseth, viewers, and a second alleged strike that targeted survivors as they floated in the water. Now, the claims have triggered outrage on Capitol Hill and have also pushed US-Venezuela tensions to their highest point ever since the conflict began in the first place. Now, currently, the White House has denied the allegations against Hegseth, but we take a stock of where things currently stand. First up for you, we have the incident. On the 2nd of September, Hegseth-linked strike leaves survivors afloat in the Caribbean. Now, the US forces strike a Venezuelan vessel on the 2nd of September, leaving two survivors struggling in open water after the initial blast. Now, what happens next? A second missile killed survivors as per the alleged order. Now, lawmakers are saying that a second missile strike was fired moments later, killing those two survivors. It's an act they claim may have been directed from higher up the chain, all the way from Secretary of Defense, or Secretary of War in this case, Pete Hegseth. Next up, we take you through the allegations. First up for you, lawmakers say follow-on strike may be a war crime. Now, members of the Congress, very interestingly here, viewers, argue that the second strike violates international law and they've called for an immediate investigation. Meanwhile, what does Hegseth do? Hegseth rejects a kill everybody report as a false report. Now, Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, has denied reports that he ordered forces to quote-unquote kill everybody, calling the allegation fabricated and politically motivated. Now, let's take a look at the fallout of the accusations. US-Venezuela tensions spike as strikes expand. Needless to say, viewers, Venezuela has condemned the strikes as aggression, while US operations in the region continue to widen. There's also been a development in the White House where Trump has signaled a possible land attack inside Venezuela. Now, Trump says ground operations are now on the table. This has raised fears of even a deeper confrontation between Maduro and Donald Trump. Now, we take a stock of the strike so far. Over 20 US boat strikes since early September. Now, Pentagon figures show more than 20 maritime strikes in recent months as tensions escalate. And mind you, these strikes took place after the 2nd of September. Next up, more than 80 people reportedly killed. Now, human rights groups, meanwhile, are estimating that more than 80 fatalities, a number expected to rise as investigations continue here. Now, the bigger picture, viewers, the White House says it will cooperate with any congressional review, while Venezuelan officials, on the other hand, warned today's actions could trigger broader regional instability tomorrow. But for now, Washington faces growing questions about its rule of engagements, and more importantly, the world is watching to see how far this confrontation may eventually go. Meanwhile, over in Venezuela, President Maduro on Monday defiantly dismissed increasing pressure from Washington and from Donald Trump. In fact, telling the people of his country he would remain steadfast and swearing absolute loyalty. Listen in.
Queremos paz, pero paz con soberanía, paz con igualdad, paz con libertad. No queremos la paz de los esclavos, ni queremos la paz de las colonias. Colonia, nunca. Esclavos, jamás. Libertad, república, paz con dignidad. Esa es la paz.